Yeah, what's up? We're here with Taylor. For people who don't know who you are, do you want to guess a little rundown, a little backstory of kind of where you are?
Yeah, sure. I'm Taylor.
Wait, I cooked that. That's my bad.
Not even bad.
Oh, you're fine.
I said where you are.
That's fine, bro. Just correct.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's up? We're here with Taylor. For anyone who doesn't know who you are, do you want to give a little rundown of background of who you are?
Yeah, no, for sure. So I'm Taylor. I live in Auckland, New Zealand. Just grown up here, lived here all my life. Only recently just turned 18 about a month ago, and I've been in the high ticket sales space, more specifically high ticket appointment setting for the past 2 months, just like roughly the last 2 months. Been a pretty good journey so far. Just wanted to kind of share my story here with Corbin, who's helped train me. Yeah.
And I guess kind of before getting started with me, before us meeting, what was that kind of looking like for you? School, work, or?
Yeah, kind of before sales, was just going to pretty much a normal high school student for the most part, like with pretty normal friendship circles. Just had a pretty good upbringing. I wouldn't say it was like, oh, I had a really shit upbringing or something like that. Like, no, it was pretty good. My parents did a lot for me, and I'm, really, really grateful for them. But during high school, kind of like around year 12 or like since year 11, I'd always wanted to like get into like online money and business, and I never really had I was never really one to like pick up work. I was never really a hard worker at all. Kind of like found out about self-improvement back then, but I wanted to make like money online, but I never really knew how. I tried all sorts of ventures. I tried like coaching. I tried iPhone flipping for a bit. I tried like flipping stuff on Trade Me, which went decently. I tried like YouTube content. Like not that much stuff. Like I wasn't someone who tried out every single business model in the world, but no, I was always like fascinated by this idea of wanting to make online money, and so I suppose maybe that kind of made me stand out a bit. Getting into the sales space. Last year, go on.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah. Last year kind of made like a bit of money with like coaching at the time. I was trying to do like productivity coaching. So weird now that I look back at it. But like, made a bit of money and then like just blew a lot of money last year. I wasn't really making progress. Kind of fell into, I don't want to say the wrong circles I don't want to disrespect anyone, but was just really, really distracted with my my kind of like business, or kind of just what I was doing at the time. Just kind of fell down into degeneracy and stuff. Like going out and partying and all that. I don't want to dive like too deep into that, but pretty much just got distracted, and then stopped doing that in like January this year, and from there reached out to Corbin because I wanted to break into sales, and here we are. So
easy. And I guess in terms of like sales or like breaking into that space, like how long would you say you've been getting coaching for?
So I think I messaged you back in like early January.
It's like March now, yeah.
Yeah. I messaged you back in early January, and I was like, bro, like, can you please help me help with sales? Like, I've just stopped doing my business because I like hate it. It's not letting me go anywhere. Yeah. And so you're like, oh, nah, all good, G. I'm like crammed up with calls right now. You're doing like a webinar at the time on the offer that I'm on now, but and then from there we got on the call. Started like I remember the first call that we did, you like got me to run through the script, and beforehand I was like obsessively just going through the script that you sent me over and over and over and over. And then from there, like I remember one night I was like walking home from the gym because I just finished up a gym workout. Around this time I was like completely broke as well because I'd like lost all my money, and you're like, oh, I've been cooking up the software for you. I've been trying to get you on the software that my managers launched, and then so from there got coaching on that from you. Worked my ass off in those 3 days on that.
Yes, sir.
And I think I was doing like DM setting and dialing at the time. So first time, I remember my first ever phone call, I was like shitting myself because I was like talking to this person I've never met before. And I was like quite a socially anxious kid, to be honest. So it was a bit of a fear to overcome, but then, kind of got used to it. And then that guy shut down his offer, and then you still kept helping me out, and then landed this other one you put me on, and then you helped me get on, and then since then, it's just been crazy. Like it's just, I wouldn't say it's been like absolutely insane, but just things have been taken off.
I guess since kind of joining and kind of where you are today, like what would you say is the kind of difference in terms of?
My mindset's definitely the most different after getting your help and coaching, because it's one thing when you're hanging around like your, I don't want to be disrespectful, but like, you know, your normal friends from school or people from your hometown, but it's another thing when you're like casually just, you're talking to people who like are in the position that you want to be in. Like I always struggled with that for such a long time. And then I started talking to you, like, you know, I was doing really well with sales. Then, you know, I started to surround myself with you and then the other members on the team, and I started to just naturally be surrounded by, like, you know, abundance of money. Like, money's not I was always raised, like, I don't want to be offensive to anyone, but, like, always raised kind of like, oh, money's scarce, like, we don't really have enough, like, around the house or whatever. I didn't grow up poor, like, but just, like, kind of, I always had the scarce mindset towards money, and since being around you guys, it's just changed so much, like, especially you. Now it's like, okay, money's not really a problem. You know, like it's pretty easy to make. Now I know how to make money wherever I want in the world pretty much, if I really want to. Like as long as I've got a laptop and Wi-Fi and a phone.
Yeah, the basic stuff. Yeah,
yeah, bro, pretty much.
What was that kind of deciding factor that made you want to, you know, kind of get help instead, like coaching, instead of going ahead and doing this by yourself?
Because you're in the position that I wanted to be in, like at the end of the day, and it's pretty. Like I tried doing coaching myself for the most part, or like other businesses by myself, and it never really led anywhere because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I didn't really have someone calling me out on my BS or actually leading me on a right path.
Yeah.
But for you specifically, like it helped me to get, you know, you were in the position that I wanted to be in. You helped me do the things that you did in order to hit what you have done with ecom, with sales, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the main thing. Just like having someone who you want to be like, and then just taking all the advice which they use to get there, essentially.
Yeah, I guess if we could expand on that, what were kind of the first needle movers to get you into high ticket sales, or like what are the first steps that you took to break apart from, I guess, what you were doing before?
Just expect, like, you don't want to be going into like a business straight away if you don't have any skills. Like I was trying to do business straight away without any skills at all. Like I had no skills in marketing or sales or operations or team or any of this sort of stuff. I just I pretty much had no skills, and I was trying to do that. But the main thing is building up a skill. You know, of course, takes time. Even now, I'm still not even that. I wouldn't say that I'm like that good at sales. I'm still only really getting started. But it's just the main thing is learning that, you know, in order to build up a skill, you've got to go through a lot of work at first, with pretty low pay at first. In order that way, over time, your skill increases, and then you get paid on your skill, not get paid per hour, which is how most people have their jobs, like to get paid per hour, let's say. Whereas with sales, you know, the higher level of skill that you have, if you can close a 20K, 50K, 100K deal, or you can set a 5K or 10K deal, you know, you can get paid on like 10 minutes of work, 20 minutes of work, an hour's worth of work.
Yeah, right.
That was like one of the main key factors you taught me. Another one is just like be willing to sacrifice heaps.
Yeah.
Be willing to...
In terms of what? Like
just... of just hard work, be ready to sacrifice money now in order to make it later on.
Yeah.
And also gain that skill set, which is going to allow you to make money either way. And another one was overall just be willing to, like, also trust in God throughout the whole process, and just detach from the outcome. Like I remember my first couple calls, I got so down because like these guys would payment dip.
Yeah.
On like you, I think one of them payment dipped on you, or like no showed you. I was like, no, this guy was so keen. I remember that on the first offer. But just the main one's just detaching from the process and knowing that, you know, I don't know whoever's watching this, if they're religious or not, like that doesn't really matter. But like, you know, at the end of the day, God, you know, just trusting God.
Yeah.
He'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, I guess kind of expanding on that, when you were kind of leaning on hopping on calls or whatnot, I guess how important was it for you to have mentors or people, I guess, in above positions, you know, that you could lean on?
Everything.
Like when you got stuck?
Everything, honestly. Like, if there's someone that's been in the position that you want to be in, like, just learn my main thing is I'm always a talker. Like, even these guys would know. I've been talking way too much today. But the main thing is just to learn to shut up and listen to your mentors and apply their advice.
Yeah. What did that kind of advice or system structure setup look like?
Like in the coaching calls that we
Yeah,
had.
I guess like examples or what did that kind of look like?
Like I'd give you a core review and I'd think that there was this issue wrong and then you pointed out this issue and then I'd
Yeah.
just have to be like, okay, I didn't do this right, I'll have to work on it, you know?
Yeah.
As opposed to just thinking what I want to think. Because at the end of the day, like my way of thinking has led me to here, right? Do I really want to stay here or go down? No. But the person who you want to be, like their way of thinking has gotten them to where they want to be. Why don't you adapt that way of thinking or that way of solving problems or that skill that they've been able to do,
Yeah.
essentially?
Yeah, and I guess with this, do you reckon you would have got that help or got to these results without that kind of guidance, without
No,
that support?
no. I'd probably still not even be in an offer
Yeah.
if I didn't even get like help or guidance at all. I wouldn't be making any money yet,
Yeah.
to be honest. Nah.
I guess on that, like, what mistakes do you think you kind of avoided from getting that help? Like, I guess what?
Just being like stuck in the same sort of cycle, being stuck in a cycle of I want to achieve this, or not really knowing how to, or you know how to, but you're not having someone directly hold you accountable to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I didn't get that mentorship or guidance from you, like I wouldn't have been able to get to, you know, even though like I've only just broke into the industry, like I wouldn't have been able to get to this sort of level. The main mistake would have just been trying to, like, I spoke to so many prospects and sales calls, and it's like, I want to try this by myself.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you trying it by yourself, like what progress have you made?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I'm still here. Okay, how do you expect that your own thing is gonna like level up?
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess
Yeah,
with
how do you
that,
expect? Yeah, sorry, go on.
obviously sales is a journey of ups and downs. I guess what kind of kept you consistent, like what kept you going throughout it, because obviously it wasn't just a straight up there.
Oh, my why.
Yeah, what's
My
your,
why for sure.
I guess what helped you kind of stay consistent?
I don't want to go too deep because it is quite personal.
Yeah.
Especially just like helping out my family and making them proud. Like
Yeah.
I'll actively at this point just remind myself each day. Like I'll have a vision board of just like what am I, if I don't actively pursue this and go for this and level up and make progress and invest into myself and give it my all and actually work and put in the work every single day, like I'm letting them down. I'm letting the younger version of myself down. Like I don't want to get too personal, but
No, that's all good.
Yeah,
I guess more
pretty
so
much, yeah.
talking on, I guess, the importance of having that why. Like, do you feel like you would have stuck with it without having that why, or do you see people fall short and it's like because they have a weak why, or like,
Yeah.
I guess why do you feel like people fall
Yeah,
away
yeah,
from
yeah.
sales or
Because
whatever?
so many people I know, they're like, oh, I want to make money. It's like, bro, everyone wants to make more money at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
I'll speak to this, like, I don't know, on so many different calls where, like, you're asking the prospect, why do you want to do this? Like, oh, I want to make more money. Like, at the end of the day, if you have that as your why, you're not going to make much progress. Because what does that even mean? Like, how much money are you wanting to make? Why are you wanting to make that money? Why are you wanting that? Why? Like, the deeper that you go, and, like, once you can get to the core reason,
Yeah.
like, that is going to keep you consistent no matter what.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long as you're actively reminding yourself of that day in, day out, and that's like your ultimate purpose is to fulfill that why, or to do, you know, you accomplish it. Like, that's the main thing. And then once you have been able to accomplish it, you move on to the next one, and you have to keep just actively, like, oftentimes you learn more by
Yeah.
being reminded as opposed to trying to like
Yeah.
gouge a bunch of different information. So yeah, I think honestly having that deep why, like if I didn't have it in
Yeah.
place, like I'd probably just be settled on getting a normal job, which no hate to anyone with a normal job. Like
Yeah.
if it's something you truly want to do, go for it. But if your why is different, you've got to do the thing that you truly want to do.
Yeah, and I guess that why is what keeps you kind of during that hard time when you don't get results.
Yep.
Obviously, that training period we are working towards that. I guess there can be a motivation of money once you do get it. Like, I guess what was that switch for you when you're like, okay, this actually works. This is, you know, making money. What was the kind of moment, or what's one moment you realized this worked for you?
You mean like from the difference from when I was not making money to when I was
Yeah, I
making money
guess
in
what was the
terms of my why?
moment that you're like, this is real. Like I can. people
Oh,
are making
yeah,
money
yeah,
and-
yeah. Like making money online.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, and when I was doing coaching previously, I did make a bit of
Yeah.
money. I won't go into the exact amounts. It wasn't that much. It was like maybe a couple thousand. But like,
Yeah.
I knew online money was already real.
Yeah.
It's still crazy the amount of people who think like it's a scam or whatever. Which, you know, there are a lot of scammers out there. I'll be honest. There are so many people who like laugh.
Yo. Yeah. Won't name names.
But anyways, to kind of get back on track, no, I was probably just first commission on that like new offer you put me on.
Yeah.
Was just that's the mic there. That's right. Yeah, just like the first commission on that was like pretty nice. Or like the first paid in full was like really nice. Yeah. And then I remember like the second week on that offer making like, I think it was like a record week for me. Like that felt so good. I was like, yes, this is real. I can finally make online money. I can finally like make more than a normal job.
And I guess some context behind that, like you were saying you kind of joined end of January, got started, I guess or very early February.
Yeah, like around that time. Yeah.
I guess when did you make your first sale? When did you make your first comms?
First comms, I was like, I remember my first couple of calls that I set for like the closers. I remember like multiple of them payment dips.
Yeah.
And then I think the first comms was like, end of January. Yeah. And then I remember I had my first paid in full end of January, and I was like, yes. Like,
oh, man.
That was nice, yeah.
Yeah. And so it was like a couple of days, couple of weeks on that side.
I think on that offer you put me on, I'm trying to remember, I think it might have been like 4 or 5 days till I made my first commission.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess where are you kind of at now in terms of results and consistency or?
Like, look, it's not even really that good, but like I know as long as I keep hammering out the skill and getting better, I am going to achieve where I want to go. Do you want me to go like specific numbers or?
Oh, I guess you can do a broad range up to you.
Kind of what are
you sitting at the moment?
Oh, like last month I made like, I think first proper month of sales I made like 3.5k New Zealand, which isn't that much. It's like just, I think it's like, I don't know, what's like the full-time wage? Like $4 grand a month?
It's about $4 grand,
yeah. Like to be honest, it's like, I don't know, maybe how to put it, like, you know, there's apprentices, right? Yeah. Like your first year apprentice sort of wage or, I didn't exactly know how it works, but kind of like around there. But this month I'm on track to 4.
Yeah, man.
So, and then I just have to keep that going, keep building up the skill. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And I guess like results, and not talking about the money, but more so yourself, like how has that kind of changed? I guess how you carry yourself, or your confidence, learning how to talk and articulate yourself and that side of things.
I think that it's mainly the mindset that's changed, and just my attitude to money, or to my attitude to like the world around me. It's a lot more positive compared to how it used to be. I used to think like really, really negatively or get down quite a lot. Yeah. And now it's like even if bad things happen, like I'm not saying if like the worst thing happens in the world, I'm gonna be like neutral and nonchalant about it. But like, it's like I can deal with stuff that's like a lot harder because of like kind of, I don't want to say what I've been through, but just kind of that first few months of sales, and then also the way that I carry myself. Even though I'm not really that social of a person, I think I'm a lot more confident compared to how I was starting off.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
What would you kind of say to someone who's looking at getting the space, or they're a bit overwhelmed, or they're unsure where to start? What's kind of like a message or some advice you could give to them of people looking to start?
Good question. I would say get a mentor. Initially starting off, I didn't really have enough one until I I just pulled up as much money as I could at the time to be able to do so. And even then, it wasn't even that much at the time. I was, to be honest, back in January, I was like really, really broke, to be honest. I didn't really have much money left over from like the coaching. But my main advice would be to make yourself stand out and put yourself in a position where like offers or companies have no choice but to put you as a setter, or like just be willing to do as much as you can to get in.
Yeah.
So for me, I remember the week before you put me on the first offer, I was like actively to sales training every day. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. for like 5:30, 6 a.m. I would go and write my script over and over and over. I was like watching through Jeremy Minor videos, JP Egan videos. I was watching through your stuff. And I was just like actively trying to learn. Even then, I didn't really have a good grasp, but I was just like, how do I stand out from the competition? How do I stand out? How do I break in? The main one is just learning how to make yourself stand out to others, because to be honest, the bar to sales is so low. Yeah. Like I've seen people like make looms with, like dirty backgrounds, or like really, really unprofessional, like their haircut's unkept. To be honest, my hair it's like unkept at the moment. But like they're just not professional at the end of the day. They're not willing to put like they're not willing to stand out. And for me, like my way that I stood out was just I put in as much volume as I could in the offer. Like I don't want to sound arrogant, but I think I put in,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
like, I think when I started, I don't know if it was $200 a day, but I was doing like at least 1.5 times, 2 times what the previous headers were doing.
Yeah.
And then
of
it's
course.
kind of like leveled off over time as I've built a bit more of a skill set. I'm gonna like definitely hammer up the more and more volume, but
Yeah.
just starting off, be willing to put in as much volume as possible, and be willing to like just sacrifice everything. Like for me, I know sales reps who, they're doing like really really well, and all of them have sacrificed like most things. I also know sales reps who are doing like fairly okay. They've been making like okay money, but like they're comfortable, but they're still doing the same things that they were doing before. And the main thing that I did was just like, to be honest, I cut off most people from my hometown. I stopped going to a lot of family stuff. I stopped going to parties. I don't really speak to like anyone from my high school except for one, my best mate who's overseas at the moment. Stopped a lot of the habits I was doing beforehand.
Yeah.
So a lot of it just comes down to sacrifice, and then also be willing to put yourself in a position where a company has no choice but to be like, this guy's a gun, put him in, he's going to do a heaps of volume, even if, like, I sucked starting off. You remember that? Like, I had calls where I had a payment tip, right? But I was putting in so much volume that I started to build up that skill set, and then, as long as you're willing to put in that volume and learn,
Yeah.
that's all that really matters starting off. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm yapping too much.
No, you're
I had a
good.
Celsius before this.
And
so-
taking that step to get into high ticket
Yeah.
sales, what would you say to someone who's scared of like investing or taking that step into a mentorship, or even anything else, like just investing into themselves?
I'll put like the way that I'd go around that would be like, put yourself in like just imagine two versions of yourself. One who goes ahead and tries doing everything by himself, just like a basic question you can ask yourself, and then another person who's like decides to invest into himself and put himself in a position where he's like maybe put 5K into himself and he's going all out on this, or like he's willing to like learn from someone who's already done it. Who do you think over a 6-month time frame is going to make more progress? You can't tell me that it's the person who does it himself, right? Yeah. And from you asking that question, what position do you believe you have to put yourself into to achieve what you want to achieve with whatever it is? If you're doing sales or marketing, whatever it is watching this, I'm talking about sales here, but whatever position you feel like you must put yourself in, like which of those two people, it's always going to be the second person. So from there, the answer is pretty self-explanatory. It's just asking yourself these sorts of questions, kind of selling yourself.
Yeah, it's just kind of
yeah.
that binary of, the person who has achieved X, Y, Z, that fitness goal, that money goal, that whatever financial goal, whatever it may be, is what characteristics do they have, what are they doing at what's their day-to-day look like, and start acting like someone who has that rather than kind of acting like someone who's in your current situation. You need to like switch that mindset to being someone who has achieved that and start carrying out that, and then eventually the results will follow.
And to kind of add to that as well, like the version of me who would want to be ideally was making like $100,000 a month. I'll just chuck that number out there, but they wouldn't be going to parties, or they wouldn't be drinking, or they wouldn't be hanging out with people from their hometown, or they wouldn't be doing things they know they shouldn't be. They know that they wouldn't be doing this habit, or they know they would have, of course their life's not going to be miserable for the rest of their life at the end of the day, but that version of just ask yourself what is the characteristics and the traits of that person? Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
What have they been through to put themselves in that position? Have they invested into mentors, etc.? I'm yapping. Yeah, go on.
No, you're good. And saying that, I know we could be talking about fitness or whatnot, but in terms of high ticket sales, who would you say that space is for? Like for someone looking like, oh, am I the right person to take that step? Like, who would you say high ticket sales is for?
I mean, to be honest, anyone can get into it. Like, it doesn't matter if you're whatever. Like, anyone can get into it. I mean, I'm young, I'm 18, I'm a male, right? I'm a man. But like, anyone can get into it at the end of the day. What really matters is just the mindset shift that you're willing to go through, and the transformation you're willing to go through, and what version of yourself do you want to step into, pretty much. That's what really matters at the end of the day. And if you're okay with making okay money with sales, like if you want to make, I don't know, like just stick at $5,000 or $10,000 a month for a while, that's fine on you. But if you're someone who wants to get to, I haven't done it myself yet, but 50, $100K a month or even more, like, you got to ask yourself what does that version of me do on a day-to-day basis? What are their characteristics? What are the traits? What are their beliefs, right? So
Yeah.
that's what really matters, as opposed to, oh, you need to be 18 years old and freshly, you know, heading into sales, like, or out of school. Like, no, like anyone can do it at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I guess if we could kind of sum this all up, in terms of your coaching, your experience with high ticket sales and whatnot, taking that, if you could sum it all up, what's your kind of biggest lesson that you say you've learnt from your journey, your experience with this?
That's a good question. Biggest lesson. Low key, just be willing to put in as much as possible into it. Like, even like you might think to yourself, I'm gonna suck, or I'm afraid of calling up of John from Kentucky, or I'm afraid of calling up this lead, or whatever it is. Like, as long as you put in as much volume as possible starting off, I think Alex Hormozi says it best.
Yeah.
Like, you are gonna gain that skill set. Either way, you're gonna be able to learn. You know, you have to be willing to put in as much as you can just starting off. Be willing to sacrifice as much as you can.
Yeah.
And it is hard. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of stuff that you're gonna. I don't want to swear, sorry. Like, there is gonna be a lot of stuff that you're gonna miss out on. There's gonna be a lot of people that you're gonna miss out on. But if you're willing to, like, really get into it and really make a name for yourself, start building yourself up. Like, I'm still a baby when it comes to this. Like, I've only made, you know, I haven't even made that much money of just building up the skill, but, you know, the further that I get in, like, closing, consulting, etc., whatever I want to do, sales management, like, what really matters starting off is just putting that volume, be willing to sacrifice as much as you can, and really just make a name for yourself.
Yeah, bang on with Alex Hormozi being, I think it's do so much volume where it'd be unreasonable, or impossible for you to fail or, you know, not succeed. But yeah, no, that's been a mean little chat there. Is there any closing thoughts or anything you want to add before finishing this off?
Just really grateful for you and the team, bro, honestly. Like, you guys have honestly helped change my life for the better, and I'm really, really grateful for that at the end of the day. And for God, of course, number one, right?
Of course.
Yeah, and just other than that, just be, I don't know, if you're wanting to make a name for yourself and wanting to, like, actually break in and be, like, a real good rep. I'm still not a good rep yet. I hope to be there, which, yeah. But just be willing to put in as much volume as you can, and sacrifice as much as you can starting off, and you will make it, like, guaranteed. And get the right guidance, right? Because you could be someone who's, like, doing $1,000 a day, but if you never learn or improve, there's not really much point. But yeah.
Just constantly looking for that growth.
But yeah,
I mean,
pretty much, bro.
I appreciate the time. That was sorted. But I think that's us. I think that's the interview with Taylor shot for coming down.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
But I think that sums it up, and that should be it.